Yes, that looks all right. Port 35.
Port 35.
31 metres.
Port lever astern 20.
Port lever astern 20.
Altering 069.
Altering 069. Port lever astern.
HMS Cardiff and HMS Newcastle are Type 42 destroyers, each carrying about 280 officers and men. Different levels of ability, different skills, different jobs to do.
Aiming up the Boyd Channel, passing to the north of...
So to join the Navy as an officer is to become a specialist from the start. Looking after all the hardware packed into the ship are the engineer officers. Apart from the engines, there are the weapons and the communication systems, the sonars, the radars, and the computers which help to run them all. The ship is also a consumer on a massive scale, catered for by the supply officers, who are accountable for what goes where and in what quantity. Then there are those who actually drive the ship, the seaman officers.
Now, navigator, remind me when we're going to rendezvous with the main body.
1500, sir.
Right. I'm off to the ops room.
Right, sir. Right, Peter.
These are the specialists who fly the aircraft, control the weapons, direct the ships in action, and stand watch on the bridge, taking personal responsibility for the ship and all in her.
Helicopters in the hangar, and that's about it. So 2 times in bridge control, steering 070, both levers 36 head set for 12 knots.
Roger, 070, both levers head 36. I have the ship.
You have the ship.
Dartmouth, Britannia Royal Naval College, the start of any naval officer's career. A time for spit and polish, a time to learn naval values, to accept discipline, to absorb tradition and ceremonial, as well as professional skills. For these midshipmen, their choice of career is already made. Some are set to become engineers, instructors, or supply officers. Others are committed to careers as seaman officers. One of these is Midshipman David Buick. And in the years ahead, he will be faced with further choices. Whether to leave surface ships and join the submarine service, whether to opt for aircrew, hydrography, or mine countermeasures. But whatever the choice, there will be the possibility of command, because seaman officers are also the men who command the ships at sea. A freezing Dartmoor river, and a dozen cold, tired men to be got across somehow. Learning to lead is fundamental to being a seaman officer. And for midshipmen like David Buick, commanding others is something which, for now, has to be practiced on other members of his class.
Get your chin on the rope. Good. Okay, just go across as you are. Keep moving down, lads.
One step on from Dartmouth, Sub-Lieutenant Al Reed. Heading towards the end of his general training with 12 months practical experience at sea. His fleet training in HMS Cardiff.
Okay, on brake and disconnect the capstan. Pass to the bridge, anchor secured for sea.
Roger, sir. Bridge forecastle, anchor secured for sea.
Okay, lads, let's go for a cup of tea.
Sub-Lieutenant Reed is carrying out many of the duties of a junior ship's officer, taking control of groups of sailors and getting used to the idea of being in charge for real. He lives in the grot, slang for the 4-berth cabin he shares with the other officers under training.
Hello, Alistair. How's the weather?
Oh, it's a bit wet. Can I borrow the manual?
Yeah, hope so.
Cheers.
At the end of fleet training will be the fleet board, a written exam and a long interview with senior officers. Questions on everything that has been crammed into general training. To help him now, he has his task book. In effect, this is a guide for the theory and practice of being a seaman officer. It divides everything he needs to know into sections and then subdivides it into a checklist of theory learned, skills practiced, and actions taken. Going back to the first faltering steps at Dartmouth, where Midshipman Buick is still a learner.
Watch your speed. Okay, Mr. Buick, take us round again. This time, do it correctly.
Seaman officers are expected to be experts at many things. They are, though, first and foremost, people who drive ships.
Reduce your speed.
Three and a half thousand tons of warship travelling at 25 knots is in a different league to a picket boat. So as the ships get bigger, the skill and experience needed to handle them grows too. Sub-Lieutenant Eric Langley is a junior officer on board HMS Cardiff. His fleet board is a year or so behind him. He has already taken his Officer of the Watch course and been a year in HMS Cardiff, building up his practical experience as a second officer of the watch.
45 miles, 075, and of course a north at 10 knots is the main body. Okay, we've got a screen to join. We've got 15 knots available. Can have a course to intercept those. Yes, Peter.
The rest of the front running on 2 tines in bridge control, I think you'll find. The helo securely stowed.
For Eric Langley, his next step will be the award of a bridge watchkeeping certificate. Right now, though, he has other things on his mind. HMS Cardiff's part in an anti-submarine exercise. Followed by HMS Newcastle, HMS Cardiff is now becoming part of the defences surrounding a convoy of unarmed ships. Far ahead, a Sea King heads for its position as part of another ring of defence. HMS Cardiff will be in tactical command, her radars and communication links keeping control of events many miles apart. For now, the Sea King is a listening post, the Dipper, whose sonar will feed back information of any underwater threat. For all the officers involved, the theory of what they are about to put into practice will have been first learned at Dartmouth.
In the centre we have a main body, usually comprising tankers or fleet replenishment ships. Round this we have a ring of escorts, normally frigates, through which any incoming submarine would have to pass in order to fire his torpedoes at the main body. Ahead of them we have a helicopter screen, the sectors of which would be filled by Sea King dipping helicopters.
Sir, can you tell me where the Sea Kings come from, as there are no aircraft carriers in the main body?
Anyone else? Anyone there?
Don't some fleet auxiliaries like the Fort class carry Sea Kings?
Absolutely, that's right. Now, should we end up with a submarine contact, what would happen is the helicopter...
Flash hot. New sonar contact 108. Call sign Alpha 2 Whiskey, range 80.
The first contact, a hostile submarine at the outer limits of the Sea King's sonar range. The operations room in HMS Cardiff is the nerve centre.
Theo, sir, HC. Helicopter reports sonar contact 108 at 8,000 yards from him.
Time for the PWO, the principal warfare officer, to take control.
Action links.
Action links.
Yeah,
Action links.
Send to Newcastle. Ourselves and Newcastle will form a SOW to investigate 2325. Ourselves at SOW Command Hours.
Roger, sir. 1 Tango Tango. This is 7 Kilo Mike.
Searcher investigate 045. Watch range 24,000 yards.
Searcher, investigate 045, lookout range 24,000.
Alpha 2 Whiskey.
The PWO, Lieutenant Ken Carter, is a specialist seaman officer, trained in anti-submarine warfare, the tactics and the execution.
I've actioned the links and turned the main.
the Lynx helicopter from HMS Cardiff will push through the attack. The weapons? 2 anti-submarine torpedoes.
Right, Speedway, what's going on?
From the ops room, Captain Layard will monitor the final phase of the attack.
Launched our Lynx, but he now has 6 miles to run, and the Dipper is taking him in for a VECTAC. I've turned the main body to 270, and ourselves and Newcastle have detached in a SAL to go and investigate the contact.
Good, that sounds fine. I'm off to the GOP to get the broad picture.
For many a seaman officer, the possibility of commanding his own ship is the reason for his choice of career.
270. Now tell me, how far off we'll pass the datum?
I'd say about 10 minutes, sir.
Right, and when will we pass it?
About 35 minutes, sir.
35 minutes, that's fine. Thank you very much. Keep your eye on that, will you?
That's all, sir.
The submarine has now been pinpointed by the Sea King, which takes command of the Lynx, and the attack goes in.
230, 55. Tracking 015, speed 5, over. Off to Whiskey, 1 Bravo, 1, roger. Continue turn 340, select 1 Bloodhound, settings as briefed. Roger, 340, 1 Bloodhound selected. 1 mile, check height, check speed. 400 feet, 120 knots. Right, 330, half a mile, stand by. Roger, 330. Mark drop, now. Roger, 1 Bloodhound boost. Roger, dog box established, 245, 52. Expiry time 53. 1 Bravo Alpha 1, smoke candle observed.
Lynx reports a white smoke candle, sir. That means we've got him.
Good, well done. Right, officer, once we've nobbled our submarine, and take us back to the screen at best speed. Tell Sergeant Langley I've got something for him.
A naval career can be viewed as a series of steps. Exams passed, courses attended, jobs well done, achievements rewarded. For young seaman officers, an early reward is their bridge watchkeeping certificate.
Now, Eric, as we come to the end of this exercise, I think you've earned yourself your ticket. So here it is.
Thank you very much, sir.
This piece of paper gives a seaman officer the right to take sole responsibility for his ship and stand watch on the bridge alone. Another stepping stone towards his own ship, his own command.
Currently driving on the port tine, maximum lever at 60, starboard shaft is trailing, all other engines are at standby.
After me.
Currently steering 300 at 14 knots, the rest of the board you've seen already.
Steering 300 at 14 knots, port tine in bridge control. I have the ship.
Roger, you have the ship.